lost. He had to rely on others. It was at this point that Paul made his conversion. Saul became Paul at this time. And it was here that he heard God's voice. I have work for you to do. Who is God talking to today? Who is God speaking to today? Is the pain in your life coming to you because you're running away? Sometimes that pain is there to persuade. The next thing, pain, this is for the believers. The next three is for believers. Pain is there to purify. Pain is there to purify. Malachi chapter 3, verse 3 says this, and he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver and gold. He shall purify the sons of Levi and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness. No matter what you call it, tribulation, bad luck, pain, payback, storms, bankruptcy, foreclosure, bad relationships, or simply being broke, your storm is there to show you there is something about yourself that you need to get control of and get rid of, so that you may offer to the Lord an offering of righteousness. If you think about gold, and how they purify gold, Christians, we are considered gold. But when we first come to God, we find ourselves still have some impurities inside of us. So what is it that God is supposed to do with us as gold, but we have stuff inside of us? He is supposed to stick us in the fire. He is supposed to stick us in the fire so that we can melt down, and all of that impurities that's in us will rise to the top. It rises to the top, and God gets to scrape it away. When you got that anger and that wrath, he's there to scrape it away. When you have that lying tongue that the Bible, he scrapes it away. Jealousy, he scrapes it away. That's the purpose of this pain. It makes us realize there is something on the inside of us that's not like God, because I said at the beginning, he's looking for our reaction. So the way you react to a certain situation will let you know what you need to get rid of. It is designed to purify us. Job 23:10 says this, but we know he knows the way that I take. He knows where I'm going. When he has tested me, when he has caused me pain, I will come forth as gold. So that purity, when he purifies us, it would make us pure gold. The next thing it does, pain will perfect us. Pain will perfect us. James 1, chapter 1, verses 3 through 4 says this, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. There go that word patience again. But let patience have her what? Perfect work. That ye may be what? That you may be what? And entire, wanting nothing. Now, this perfect is not designed to say you're not going to do anything wrong. This word perfect in here does not mean that you're not going to go through anything, that you're not going to get everything right. What it means is that it's going to perfect your relationship with God. Because this is all of this is about is your personal, individual relationship with God. So when we go through the fire, when we go through this pain, it will perfect us. That's what when that thing, that scum comes to the ugliness in us rises to the top, and we start to remove, and then we get hard again, and he throws us back in the fire, and some more stuff comes up, and we think, okay, he got it all this time, and we're good, and they're like, oh, you're a pretty block of gold. That's look nice, and he throws us back in the fire again. That's what he's doing. He is perfecting us. He's perfecting our walk with him. He's perfecting that when people look at us, that we are, what is that? There's something different about you. People should be able to just walk up to you and say, it's something different about you. God is simply working it out. Our problem is that we can't see what he's doing when we're hurting. When all the chips are flying around and God is chiseling away at us, it hurts sometimes because we have to get rid of stuff that our favorite sin. I'm not talking about the sin that we, it's okay, you can have that sin. I don't want that sin anymore anyway. But that favorite sin. Okay, y'all look at me crazy like I'm the only one with a favorite sin. But we all have favorite sins that we don't want to get rid of. I'm talking about that. God would get you to a point where he's going to keep shoving you in the fire. And you're going to come out and you escape a little bit, but you keep pulling that favorite sin back down. He's perfecting us. The last thing is that tribulation or pain will promote you. What do I mean by promote you? How can pain promote you? We talked about this earlier, but I want to talk about Genesis 45 and 5. Genesis 45 and 5 says this: now therefore not being grieved, nor angry with yourselves that you sold me hither. For God did send me before you to preserve life. Joseph was promoted out of all of the pain that he went through with the hurt of his family, with the hurt of co-workers or the boss. We all experience pain from families and from our jobs and from church hurt and from all kinds of things. But that pain will eventually get you into a place where you are in a position to help someone else. It is designed to promote you. By simply looking at the story of Joseph, we see how even though he went through hard time, his promotion was able to help his past, those from his past, those that he had connection to. I close by making this analogy. Pain is similar to tug of war. Pain is similar to, what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? Pain is similar to tug of war. Have you ever been in a tug of war? Have you ever been in a tug of war? Pain is similar to tug of war. Because sometimes God is pulling. I'll let him play God because he's bigger than me. So sometimes we are going through pain and I'm trying to pull on and God is trying to pull and I'm stuck. Who is that God is trying to pull? Who is that God is trying to pull? Someone is here that don't know God because he's pulling. He's pulling. But I don't want to go, so I'm going to do everything, and I'm paying, and I'm slipping, and I'm sliding. But maybe Keep holding it, keep holding it, keep holding it. But maybe, pain, I am on God's team. Maybe I am on God's team. Can I get one person to get on that end? And go. But look at this. I'm saved. Those things over there represents what's not like me. That's not like God. But one of the things, pull. Y'all let them pull a little. Pull hard. And I burned my hand and I got pain because I have allowed some of this to stay over there. I've allowed some of, because I gave up too easy. Instead of saying, God, help me, pull. And now, because I have God on my side, it's going to hurt sometimes. Thank you. It's going to hurt sometimes. It's going to hurt sometimes. Sometimes even when you are on God's side, you're gonna get rope burns. Maybe sometimes you're in the front and there's a puddle of mud, and because I slip and I fall into the mud. But guess what? Who's my anchor? Jesus is my anchor. So he's still holding on to the rope, and he's going to allow you time to get up. Because the victory, the tug of war game is already won. This victory is already won. We just have to play the tug of war game. Sometimes we're going to get rope burn. Sometimes we're going to get dirty because we're going to mess up sometimes, even on God's side. So now I make this call